Starting from home, I hike 2 kilometers north, then turn northeast and walk 1 kilometer. Finally, I walk 3 kilometers, 30 degrees south of east. How far am I from home? So this is a vector problem where we're going to add up vectors. To do that, we break each vector into components, add the components, and then put together the final vector. Here we go. So we look to find the components. We start with a picture. Here's the compass. We start by going 2 kilometers north, 1 kilometer northeast, 3 kilometers, 30 degrees south of east. This way is east, this is south of it. Now when I say northeast, I mean due northeast. In other words, 45 degrees. So this angle here is 45 degrees. We're using positive x for the east and positive y for north. 2 kilometers north, 1 kilometer northeast, 30 degrees south of east for 3 kilometers. These are 3 vectors, which we can call A, B, and C, and we need their x and y components. Because A is due north, its components are easy. It's not going at all east, so AX is 0. And it's going due north, so AY is positive 2 kilometers. The other 2 vectors we need to break up into components using sine and cosine. It's always sine and cosine. The vector B, 1 kilometer at northeast, which means due 45 degrees, we break into BX and BY. The opposite to this 45 is the sine, the adjacent is the cosine, because the hypotenuse is 1, which means when you punch into the calculator, BX is 0.707 kilometers, and BY is also 0.707 kilometers. Finally, we come to vector C, and we need to break that up into CX and CY, and the sine of 30 degrees is the opposite over the hypotenuse, which would be CY over 3 kilometers. So CY becomes 3 kilometers sine 30, and that is 1.5 kilometers. The cosine of 30 degrees is CX over 3 kilometers. So CX is 3 kilometers cosine 30, which is 2.60 kilometers. Now we have the components of A, B, and C, and we simply need to add them up to find the total. Adding them up, the resultant x component is 3.307, and adding up the y's gives ry is 4.207. Now to put those back together. With rx 3.307 and ry 4.207, the resultant will be this long, and we will find it with Pythagoras. The Pythagorean theorem says 3.307 squared plus 4.207 squared is the resultant squared, the length of it squared, which gives us r equals 5.35 kilometers, and that's our answer. If we want it, we can also find the angle. What direction, what compass direction are we talking about? This angle can be found with the opposite and adjacent, and we can use that the tangent of theta is 4.207 divided by 3.307, which is 1.272, and then the inverse tangent, inverse trig functions give you the angle back, 51.8 degrees. If I wanted to say that in terms of compass heading, if we're 51.8 degrees north of east, the smaller angle is 90 minus 51.8, 38.2 degrees. So while you could technically call it 51.8 degrees north of east, the usual way of writing it is 38.2 degrees east of north. And there you have it.